Hi everyone, I hope you're doing okay. I also, before I start, want to thank you, one of you specifically, for your suggestion. Here's the video of a few Arabic books written by Arab authors or originally written in Arabic, or if not, I think I do have one in this list that is not originally written in Arabic, but it is by an Arab author that you will love, that I loved, and you definitely will love. I tried to do a variety of genres and a variety of length when it comes to page counts. Oh my god. I hope you can find something that works for you. Starting off with something small but incredibly mighty, The Broken Wings by Gibran Khalil Gibran, or in Arabic, Al-Ajniha Mutakassira. This is originally written in Arabic. The translation actually does the book justice. The premise is very simple. It's a very short book. I'm gonna get my copy. So it's a very short book. This is how long it is. But I still did not fail. If you can, let me do the influencer thing. Oh god. Did not fail in finding a lot to love about this one. It basically is following a man, an unnamed man. He remains unnamed throughout the story, that is learning love and falls in love with a girl named Selma. But the girl is promised. The girl is promised to someone else. Through that story, we learn a lot of beautiful things about love, about hardship, and about friendship. It is incredibly beautiful. The author is Lebanese, by the way. It's tender, it's incredible, it's beautiful, it's soft, it's sweet, it's wholehearted, it's sad, it's very sad, and it's so easy to read. It's so easy to pick up and read, plus it's so I forgot the word, rewarding. It's so rewarding. Next is a book that has not been originally written in Arabic, but the author is Arab. I recently read the Arabic version and I'm going to start the English version just to see how they compare, and I'll keep you updated. This one is called Mornings in Janine by Susan Abu Hawa. This is the Arabic version if you are interested in that. It is titled بينما ينام العالم, which literally translates to As the World Sleeps. This one finished me. It felt heavy. It felt extremely heavy. This one follows 3 generations of a Palestinian family, and the timeline of these 3 generations spans between 1949 all the way to 2003. It starts after the time of the Haifa massacre that happened in 1939, after the beginning of Jenin's refugee camp that started in 2002. It mainly focuses on the continued consecutive occupation of the land, and of course the exile of the family generation after generation, ending up in them being exiled and their day-to-day life in the Jenin refugee camp. I loved it. The writing is perfect. Apart from the story, the writing is perfect. I just finished another book by the same author, and she has such an incredible way of mixing fact with fiction, of creating this beautiful cocktail of fact and fiction where you don't even know what you're reading, if it's fiction, if it's non-fiction, and she still makes it fun to read, makes it enjoyable all the way through, even at the heaviest moments, at literally the worst moments of the story. Not the worst moment, like the book is bad, but the story in itself is very sad or very heavy and stuff like that. She still makes you want to stay there to read it. And if I were to recommend only one book in this entire series, it would be Mornings in Janine, probably. Next one is They Die Strangers by Muhammad Abdul Wali, or the Arabic version, which is called Yamutuna Waraba. This one originally was written in Arabic, and I have only read the Arabic version, and I'm still yet to read the English version, see if it compares or not, but the Arabic version is incredible. So Muhammad Abdul Wali is a Yemeni author. This one focuses mainly about the people of Yemen's estrangement, immigration to different lands, in hopes of providing a better life or a better future, not for themselves even, but for their families back home and a better generation. It's a short and very beautiful and very powerful story. It's an incredibly touching little novella. highlighted, in my opinion, an ignored but very real, very serious situation and a very sad state of millions of people that is still happening currently. Yet we're so uneducated, like we're so distant from it. So I really think it's important to read about these things, and if you don't enjoy non-fiction, then having them wrapped up in a fictionalized story, I found helped. Actually, I've read a lot of non-fiction books lately, and what do you know? If I figured out that if I actually care about the subject, I kind of like non-fiction. Next up is kind of a weird formula, but I loved it so much that it had to be on the list. It is by Mahmoud Darwish. I've raved before about Mahmoud Darwish. I love Mahmoud Darwish so much. He is a Palestinian author, and in my opinion, one of the most incredible authors in the world. This one is called Journals of an Ordinary Grief, or the original Arabic version is called يوميات الحزن العادي. This is what it looks like. One of the most beautifully written collection of essays and short stories that I have ever read in my entire life. The format is enticing. It's intriguing, you know? It like made me want to keep reading, even at times when I started getting a little bit pulled away from it, because it is heavy, especially if you can't just read to read, like you have to stop and to understand things and to explain them, stuff like that. It is very heavy to try to analyze the poetry, the essays, but it has a way of keeping you glued to it all the way. It's very educational, but in a slight and succinct and simple, easy to read way. It's absolute real nonfiction, something that happened and is happening, something that all of us need to learn about, wrapped in fiction in the best way possible. It makes it very easy to understand and very easy to feel. It mostly speaks about his homeland, Palestine, and his time spent in Palestine during the occupation and before he had to flee, and the ramification of what is essentially a subconscious decision for many others in many lands. Oh my god, this next one, I am a recent lover of this author. I'm absolutely falling in love head over heels with this author. The more I read from him, the more I am absolutely aghast, absolutely in love with his writing, and so far these are my favorite of his. The Land of Sad Oranges by Ghassan Kanfani, or in Arabic, أرض البرتقال الحزين. I wasn't even done with this and I started recommending it to people. I made a cute little TikTok about it, and I was so excited about this book. It's so short, but I wanted to take my full time with it. Like, I did not want this to end. It's so short. The length of it is a crime. It's too beautiful to be that short. It's a short historical fiction story focusing on the absolute cruel and vile hardships Palestinians went through and are going through. It's gorgeous, it's genius, it's beautiful, it's heartbreaking. That's the thing. It's something so simple. It's just, I don't know if it's the setting or if it's the writing itself or if it's the characters or if it's the flow of the story. Something is so heartbreaking. It's educational, informative, political, yes, but remains succinct and bereft, and by some impossible way, lighthearted. It's realistic, it's heavy, and still swallowable. Is absolutely the wrong word to use, but I do hope you know what I mean. I really know. Hi, baby. This last one, I wanted to sit and talk about it on its own. I thought it merits its own video because I loved it so much. I finished this only yesterday and I immediately wanted to sit down and talk to you about it, but I literally cannot wait. I need to talk about this book. I am absolutely smitten with this book, and like I said, I am absolutely in love with the author. It's by Ghassan Kanfani again, and this one is called Men in the Sun, or the Arabic version, and yet again this one is originally written in Arabic. It's called Rijal fi Shams. It's a very short story. It's less than 100 pages and following a fellowship. It's following more than that, but mostly a fellowship of 3 different men that meet up later in the story. Abu Qais, Asad, and Marwan, and they all are sort of trying to plan in their escape from Palestine and going as refugees to Kuwait, being smuggled through Palestine to Kuwait, and how they all meet up and end up on a journey together. And before that, we kind of get to know them in a very, I don't know, cool and interesting yet simple way. Like, they're all trying to meet up with smugglers and stuff like that, and they all end up with the same person. Remember, let's not spoil anything and everything. They all obviously are trying to escape and to concoct this plan while the land is under occupation, and they are all under military law. So as you can imagine, it's an extremely hard and almost impossible journey, and throughout the story we're gonna come to understand how absolutely harrowing it is. And the sad thing about this is that how realistic it is to a lot of people. The last portion of this book and the last phrase, I know that it's going to haunt me. I know that it's going to haunt me. Remember when I read A Little Life with you and I cried on camera? There was a phrase in A Little Life that is still haunting me. And I've read that book, a year ago, and that phrase I still think about. I still make little TikToks about it. And this last portion of Men in the Sun is going to haunt me. It made me cry. This is the only book in this list that actually made me not just cry, but absolutely sob. And it's so weird because it's such a short book that you're gonna finish it in one night. I actually did finish it in one night, but I was so goddamn heartbroken that I couldn't even go on my Goodreads and update it. I don't know if you can tell, but I am currently crying thinking about it again. Yeah, if I were to leave you with only one out of all of these, it would be Men in the Sun by Hossein Kafani. That's it though. Again, thank you so much for the suggestion, and I hope you see this and you like it. If you read any of these, please let me know what you think about them. And if you've read any of these, let me know what you thought about them. I hope you can find something out of these that interests you. That's it though. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I love you. And I'll see you next video.